Aloha y bienvenidos to the Tiki Talk Show with Dean and Niri Martini. I'm Dean Martini.
And I'm Niri Martini. Aloha y saludos desde el Manukai Tiki Room.
In this episode, we're talking to Kitty and Mr. C from Kitty and Mr. C's Enchanted Tiki Hut Show.
Kitty and Mr. C broadcast their show out of Placitas, New Mexico. Locally in New Mexico, they can be heard on Saturdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
They broadcast on KUPR 99.9 FM or anywhere on the planet via live streaming on KUPR.org.
So without further ado, let's welcome Kitty and Mr. C.
Well, all right. So, tell us, how did the Enchanted Tiki Hut Show all begin?
So I'll try to keep it short, but I think, well, both of us come from a love of different types of music, right? And so, as a consequence of that, a lot of our weekends were spent listening to vinyl records and, uh, just discovering different artists, like, looking up YouTubes and discovering different types of artists, and also from a love of tiki, right? Uh, this goes really way back because for me, my dad used to listen to Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass, which is tiki adjacent, which there's lounge elements to that, and so. I grew up listening to that, and then I also grew up listening to Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, which is bossa nova, Brazilian samba, all that good stuff. And so that also was in the back of my head as a musical influence growing up. And then my dad and my mom, what we used to listen to Paris Prado, probably Kugat. Not so much Martin Denny and Arthur Lyman, but that came later as I started to explore different like world music myself and Leonard together. We started getting more into tiki and seeing, oh, this comes from this time period, and this was happening. The tiki cocktails were happening, and the tiki bars were happening, and this whole ambiance, and this was very appealing to us. And we used to sit around and talk about, oh, maybe one day we'll create a podcast with all our favorite music. This is everybody's fantasy, right? To be a DJ. I don't know if it's everybody's fantasy, but when you're listening to your own music at home, you think, oh, I wish they would play more of this on the radio. And so we're big believers in, power of intention, visualizing what you want. So we would just say, well, we just need to visualize it. One day we'll have a podcast. And one day we were doing, there is these, here in New Mexico, at least, there's a big artist community all throughout the state. And so we have these things called studio tours. And in Placitas, where the radio station is from, there was a studio tour, and we did it. I think it was on a Mother's Day. They try to have them on days when the husbands are going to spend money on art or handcrafted things, right? For the moms.
That's a good idea. That's a good ploy.
Right. And so we went into this person's studio. We weren't going to go into their studio. It was, we were tired out, and we were saying, okay, I think we're done. We're going to
This
go.
is the last one.
Yeah,
Go in.
yeah. He was like, okay, because I was like, how about just one more? Just one more. Let's go into the studio. And then he said, okay, let's go in. And he started talking to the artist, and they started talking. Somehow the topic of music came up, and Leonard asked, Mr. C, Leonard asked, uh, asked, he asked Daniel, what type of music do you listen to? Do you ever listen to Exotica? Because he was really big into Exotica at the time. We were just exploring it more at the time. And the artist said, no, I don't even know what that is. Tell me what that is. And we started talking about it. And then he said, oh, it just so happens that we have a radio spot available at the radio station. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about being radio show hosts and bring
Just like
Exotica to Placitas?
just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that sounds like a fun idea. Oh my God. So I told him I would get back to him in a couple hours or whatever, but it sounded pretty cool. Just an hour spot, right? Because they were looking for people
One
to,
hour at
yeah.
the time.
So on the way home, yeah, I get in the car, I'm thinking, oh, Martha's going to go nuts over this. Told her about it. How would you like to be a DJ at the local station here? She goes, what? And then it just took off from there. And then we started our show in the studio, and really the format of the show after 217 shows has barely even changed. We have the usual thing. It's all about the music. Martha describes what you just heard in like maybe two or three sentences, and she makes it real effective with like also describing the artist in the title. She gives some information behind it, just a little bit, not to be, too much text or whatever, because we want to get back to the music.
That's a really great way to be able to do it. And you had mentioned about throwing it out into the universe, and definitely went out there and it came back, and being at the right place at the right time, all of that. It just seems like it worked out perfectly.
It's fate.
Things did align, and I wanted to give us a bigger audience because I know that with KUPR, because they are a low power station, we wouldn't have a lot of local listeners, but they do stream online, so there was that positive. So you can listen worldwide, and we do have listeners all throughout the world that have contacted us. And there was a listener. I think he's from New Zealand, and he traveled to Easter Island, and he was wearing our show t-shirt, and he took a picture of it and he sent it to us. And he took a picture right next to a moai. So yeah, I put us on Mixcloud after a while because there were people that were saying that they couldn't listen live. So I thought if I put us on Mixcloud, then they could listen on demand whenever it was more convenient for them. That has also increased our listenership a lot.
Well, I can imagine, 'cause like how Niri was saying, we do that as well. So if we're not here on a Saturday, well, not a problem. We'll just catch them on Sunday on Mixcloud or down. If that's not up yet, well, we'll just do it. Get one of the
Past
shows that they
shows.
have in the archives. Pull one of those up.
There you go. We have plenty of them. So I mean, there's no shortage of shows. And the thing is, even for us, when we hear a repeat show, here, because we couldn't do a new show, let's say one weekend because of our scheduling, we'll play a repeat. And to us, it's almost like hearing it for the first time because we don't hear them. Uh, for example, the last time that we've heard a repeat show was probably like a year and a half ago. So, we forgot what was on it exactly. And it's so unique sounding to us, even at the time. It sounds fresh, like a new show. So,
So do you guys provide all the music that you broadcast, or does the studio have like a library of music that you can pull from?
No, it's all ours.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you guys have a huge library then.
Library.
It's a combination of
it's a combination.
vinyl records and digital. We mine both of those vaults.
Yeah.
So speaking about the vinyl records, I saw on your social media, I don't know if do you have both I know I saw it on Facebook, but I saw you have pictures in front of these really oversized album covers, record covers. What's the story on those?
A gift from him.
Yeah, what I did for Martha was I took a CD and just enlarged it through a company here local, and they enlarged it. And then I went and took a lot of time to pick out the matting, the framing, and then I surprised Martha with those. So those were just like a homemade, deal for us. And yeah, those originated from a CD.
Well, you guys had mentioned that you have like over 200 shows you've already done. So that goes back to when they had brought this idea up to have that air time available for an hour. So when was that?
So, do you remember?
Yeah, that's
It was
probably like a
2000,
2018.
yeah, 17,
Okay.
maybe
So pre-COVID?
Yeah, pre-COVID for sure. And then our listenership really picked up during COVID because people were saying that they were making tiki cocktails at home. They weren't going to the tiki bars. They weren't going to the festivals. They were staying at home and they were saying, you guys were the best thing to happen to us during COVID because we had to stay at home. We might as well make the best of it, have tiki cocktails and listen to tiki music.
And so now we have um, uh, avid listeners, regular listeners, and people who subscribe even to the site. We
Mhm.
have real loyal people who just love, you know, what we're putting together. I mean, we enjoy it as if, ourselves. I mean, of course, we listen to it, every weekend, pretty much, just like you guys do. We're sitting there having our happy hour and listening to the show, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. We like we had said. I mean, we love it. It really sets the tone for our home bar, the Manukai Tiki Room. So it just sets it up for that it's our soundtrack for that evening, and you guys provide that.
That's nice.
Cool.
That's great.
We always know that's the go-to. You guys are just gonna always play what we like, even new things that we haven't heard and we fall in love with. Yeah, it's definitely our go-to.
Yeah, we started with 1 hour with the station, and then after about a year, maybe
Yeah.
they moved us to 2 hours. They gave us a 2 hour slot because I guess the listeners, this people in Placitas that could listen to the station that did get the reception were liking what they were hearing, and then people they were hearing the station were hearing from listeners outside of New Mexico, which really made them interested in our show and offering us a second hour. So that was really nice of them.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that you didn't have any kind of radio experience prior to this, correct?
None whatsoever.
So tell us about that.
The thing is, we were listening to our favorite, tiki radio shows. We were listening to that, and um, and that's where we came up with our own version of what we would like to hear. Back to that again. So that was inspiring to us, and so we had a passion for it even before we started. And like we said, we were always imagining, hey, we could do a podcast show. That would be really interesting. Maybe, some people would be interested in what, we'd like to put together for them. And then here we are.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's coming around kind of like full circle then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Right on.
So what have you liked the most about the show that you're doing?
As for me, I'm a very curious person. So I like the discovery aspect of you discover something new and you fall down that rabbit hole and you want to know everything about that artist. You want to know everything about that album, you know, and for me, Exotica, I think uh, it can encompass a lot of different things. And so I think the music discovery for me, because I still continue to discover things every single day. And so I think the music, to me, the music discovery would be the most interesting aspect. But I like the fact that it all comes together as well. So it's kind of everything. Like it's discovering new artists, looking into where tiki culture came from, looking into Polynesian culture, Hawaiian culture, all that sort of blends in, and discovering tiki cocktails, of course.
Of course, of course.
I mean, come
Where,
on.
where would we be without tiki cocktails?
Exactly. So I guess it's kind of hard to pick just one thing about the show. I mean, if it was about the show, it would be the discovery aspect of it and sharing what I learned with everybody else because I'm an academic librarian. This is what I do during the day. And so I'm like steeped in research constantly, whether it's for students or for myself. So I think that's why I enjoy the research part of it so much.
It's surreal to me how far Martha has brought us with her networking. I mean, she does all of that. That's huge. She's responsible for getting our show out there. And because of the internet, I mean, we're reaching people in Australia, just like you guys sitting there, with your tiki bar, enjoying your afternoon. There's someone in Greece, Australia, I kid you not, so many different countries, listening to our show live and also afterwards because some of them are actually sleeping
Yeah,
because of the
the time.
Yes.
Right.
what's going on live, but they look it up and they let us know they're listening to it, later on, uh, probably while we're sleeping. But it's surreal. We see people in Australia in some bar in Australia wearing our T-shirt, holding up their drink and taking a picture, and they'll write something really not, nice about the show and how they're having a great time.
Yeah, so now I have to change my answer.
Yeah.
Because it is about
That's
the interact.
exciting.
It is about connecting, and especially that was especially apparent during COVID. It is about the human connection and about the sharing of our joy with everybody else because
Definitely.
we get a lot of joy out of it, and so we hope that that comes through. And hearing that people are enjoying it, that gives us more joy. So yes, I would have to match his answer.
I'm sure there's many reasons. I feel like it would be hard to answer just with one.
Yeah.
But just really the overall, getting the show together and getting it out there and hearing and seeing so many people enjoying, you know, the music and having fun and just relaxing and going nuts sometimes and partying, or whatever, and just enjoying the show. You know, that's a good feeling, that we're doing something right, for the tiki community, because the tiki community, that's a rare thing. It's getting larger all the time.
Yes, definitely.
15 years ago, it was not what it is today. And we feel that we're contributing to that, some way, in some small way, at least, you know. So that's a good thing.
How have you seen the revitalization and the resurgence of the tiki community?
So here it's not so apparent. I think we do have a new tiki bar
Yeah.
in Albuquerque. Um, that was here pre-COVID and then they shut down and then now they've come back within the last, I think, 3 months or so. We still haven't gone to go visit it, but um, that I know that's there. But aside from that, we're the ones really bringing tiki to New Mexico because I've looked and there is nothing as far as a tiki bar or any sort of tiki gathering, anything like that.
So you guys are literally in a tiki desert.
Yeah, yeah, we're the tiki ambassadors, literally. So that feels good, to be doing something that is getting response because we do have people that like tiki in New Mexico. We've heard from them.
So from your place where there is no tiki around you, you are taking tiki to everybody,
On the planet.
on the planet around the world.
Yes, it's
Pretty cool.
it's rather um exciting to
Mhm.
realize that, that just keeps us going more.
Yeah. To be effective the way that we are, we're affecting, we're doing something right. I mean, we listen to other tiki shows and they're great. They've been around for 20 years, veteran DJs and all, and they play awesome music all the time. But what uh, we're doing has been effective, just as much as any other radio show as far as we can see, you know, and we that just feeds to our passion that we're doing something right and just to keep it up, So
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's working for you guys. We love it.
What is both of your go-to tiki cocktails?
Okay, so I think we've perfected the Mai Tai. So we've retitled it the Kitty's Mai Tai. And
Kitty's Fang.
and we also have another one that's called the Kitty's Fang. That's kind of a riff on the Cobra Fang. What? Oh, Saturn's. He makes a mean Saturn.
I mean, getting back to the Mai Tai, what Martha has done to the Mai Tai, speaking of that one, I mean, I call it like the Four Horsemen because it's just, that's just
But
me.
there's no apocalypse at the end.
But you might get trampled.
Yeah, if you have too many of them, yes, you
Because
might.
because that one, she implements four different rums. And so just for starters, there's that. So that's an amazing Mai Tai.
And I've even tweaked it even more from the one on the website. So
Oh,
Okay, so more to come.
update.
do some alternate recipes there in the future.
So I want to see what you guys would like to tell everyone. Is there something missing out there that hasn't been told about Miss Kitty and Mr. C that you would like everyone to know?
Well, I know I'm guilty of this. I need to do more on the website because we do have a website, and a lot of people might not know that we have a website. And so I would tell listeners to go to www.enchantedtikihut.show.com. Um, I do post our mixed cloud shows there as well. I do need to update it with the newer shows because mostly people know about our Mixcloud channel, but I do post content on our website as well. And for those of you that listen locally, I want you all to know that we do have that Mixcloud channel. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah. And if
that's
anybody wants to pick up merchandise, we have cocktail glasses.
oh yeah, we have
And
merchandise.
we got some cool t-shirts,
You can find that on the website as well.
You can't, yes, I have information. You can't order from the website. You can support the show. You can subscribe to support the show. We do encourage people who want to support our efforts, with all the costs of putting these shows together, that they can
Sure.
do that on the website. If they want merchandise, this is one of the glasses.
Oh, those are awesome. I've seen those.
Yeah, and we have t-shirts and hoodies and stuff that they can message us on Facebook, and they can give us the details on how to order stuff. But yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Vince Ray, but he helped us design. We co-designed our design for our merchandise with him.
You're a couple doing this together. So what has that meant for you? I mean, has that even made you closer to each other, being able to collaborate on a project like this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. I think because we spend so much time collaborating on shows and later on enjoying the shows during our happy hours, um, it has bonded us more to where, if we do have any disagreements about anything, we work them out because we know that the product that we put out is more important than any like little issue that might come up during the process, right? Because we know the process, it's pretty much clockwork. We know what's involved. And so we always try and talk things through and talk things out. And especially if there's like something that we haven't encountered, we have to troubleshoot together. So it's very important for us to talk to each other and see where we're at. It's very important to be able to communicate with each other. And this is just about the process of the show, of developing a show, but actually the whole process of developing and enjoying the show, yes, it definitely brings you closer together because it's something that we enjoy so much.
Really, the only disagreements that like maybe we've had that were like, kind of funny even is when because normally Martha chooses the music and she does all the research and all this. And every once in a while, I will step in and put together a couple of sets or even like a whole second hour of music. And sometimes she'll have disagreements like, no, you played that same song like 6 months ago. I go, yeah, but it's been 6 months. Because she keeps me in line that way. So, so I'm real careful what I choose because she's going to have to give the okay, right? And sometimes I'll go, yeah, but I really feel that this song is going to fit. She goes, no, you can't put Elton John in there, Leonard. It's just not going to fly. Not going to fly. I go, yeah, but he's playing that Jamaica song that he does. I go, no, 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 no. She'll catch me every once in a while. And, so we have those kind of run-ins, but it's okay.
We talk it out.
Yeah.
We make it work.
I try to be very, very careful and with the show. Whenever
Sure. But do you ever still just, you're seeing the pile of records there that are in line ready to be played, just slide the album in there, not say anything and see if
see if it makes it.
Where'd this come from?
Yeah.
It's like, don't you remember?
We definitely have fun with the show.
Yeah, it helps. It does bring you closer together as a couple when you have to collaborate on a project.
Somehow it's always been consistently awesome. And really, it just always comes back, always, to the music. And Martha, she is meticulous, as we talked about before, of choosing the songs, the order of the songs, what's going to go in what set. And I just record it and put it out there.
And if you don't mind us asking, how long have you all been together?
Oh, well, last February, it was 24 years.
Okay, wow. Lovely. Congratulations.
Yeah. Happy belated anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you. How we met, just quickly, I played the drums. I played the drums since I was a kid.
That was actually my next question. If you had other involvement, because I know that, are you in a band?
So, yes, we are in a band together. And it's a Brazilian and jazz standards band. He's the drummer and I'm the singer. And then we have other musicians on bass and guitar. And he's in a band.
Yeah, I'm in a couple of like rock bands,
Yeah,
classic rock bands where I can really, cut loose that
very
way.
cool.
We call our group Bossa 66.
Mm-hmm.
We play Brazil 66.
Yeah, so it's a lot of music from the 60s as far as Brazil, Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66 and Astrid Gilberto, things like that, and jazz standards.
And just a tidbit of some nostalgia information here for you. After every show, we're on our 217th show. And probably there's not a lot of people that even recognize this. But at the end of the show, we play Bally High.
Yes. Well, that's one of our favorite parts.
I don't know if you've ever, if you could tell her or not, but Martha is actually singing along with June Christie, is it?
No, Peggy Lee.
And so you can hear every show at the end. That's her singing. You're mostly hearing Martha sing with Peggy Lee.
Yeah, he mixes it. He mixes me in to where it's kind of very well blended with what's going on with the song.
Yeah, we've never
like a duet. It's just
Yeah.
something fun that I like to do at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty seamless.
And that's kind of how we met too, is through music, because he was in a jazz band and I knew the piano player from taking voice lessons at Golden West College in Huntington Beach. And so he invited me to one of his gigs. And so I sang a couple of songs and he was on the drums, and that's how that's kind of how we met. So I sat in and sang a couple of songs.
Wow, that's a really cool story.
Yeah, it's an interesting story.
Yeah, so that's sort of like what started it all off, right?
Right. Yeah, a little hole in the wall jazz club.
What do you have to say about the whole thing, this whole experience that you've had, and the fact that you're bringing this music to not just to your local area, but worldwide? I mean, what's that mean to you guys? That really, I know you guys have said that, it's a great experience, but what does that really mean to you guys, that you can touch so many lives, even if it's just for a couple hours every Saturday?
I know it sounds kind of cliche. Oh, one big happy family, but it really does feel like we have one big family. And we all consider you all like our family. And us being, Hispanic, we are always surrounded by family growing up. And I'm sure you all can relate to this. We have some listeners that are Italian as well, and they also respond with a sense of family. They reach out to us a lot. So I think regardless of where you come from, music for us is the great unifier. And that's like the universal language.
I agree.
And tiki, since there's so much of different styles that encompass tiki music and exotica, um, I feel that that covers a lot of different people from all over the world, and it's almost like it's a small world, but for adults.
And maybe their pets here and there.
And maybe their pets, yes. Yeah, our dogs love listening to the show along with
Yeah.
us. They're so chill all the time, listening to the music on the couch with us. So it's all about creating that sense of family for us and community. So whether that is like sharing our favorite albums, sharing our favorite tiki cocktails, sharing our show, of course, most importantly, and just sharing a little bit about ourselves along the way, and throwing in a little humor during the show. I like to do that too and keep things not so dry.
Try.
Yeah.
Well, you've definitely picked a perfect, I mean, music is a perfect way to grow your family, as you say. It's wonderful what you're doing.
Thank you. Yes, it's a big responsibility in a way, to bring to be the ones that are bringing this because there's nothing like this in New Mexico. So, it's in a way it's a big responsibility, but it's fun. It's a fun responsibility, and it's not like a responsibility per se, but you consider yourself a contributor, right? Because there's nobody else doing it, and but we're having fun hearing from people enjoying it, so that keeps us going.
It's just a podcast show, but it's turning out really, really nice. And look at us now. We're meeting you two guys, and you two guys are fantastic. We love you guys.
Yeah, it's really great what you guys are doing
What
to
you-
spread the tiki ambiance
Yeah.
to everybody
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, same to you guys. Yeah, we don't miss like we said earlier. Yeah, we not missing a show. Always looking forward to it. And before we go, I want you to let you guys do your classic sign out too. You guys do it on the radio. Folks may not see you doing that, but if you could do it for us.
So cheers. Cheers, baby.
Wait,
Oh, sorry. Cheers.
we have to count. We have to count again.
Okay.
So, 1, 2. Cheers, baby.
I love it.
Awesome. Muchas gracias to Kitty and Mr. C for being on the Tiki Talk Show with Dean and Niri Martini.
Sí, me encantaron. They're such a great couple, and they've been bringing the tiki community together from their show in Placitas, New Mexico.
And all around the world,
And
too.
all around the world, yeah.
Yes, they are a wonderful couple, and we wish them continued success. So don't forget to listen and tune in on Saturdays from 5 to 7 p.m., Mountain Time that is, and listen to their show.
And don't forget about us either. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Tiki Talk Show with Dean and Edie Martini. Mahalo.
Gracias.